Hello everybody and welcome back to another Punishing Grey Raven video. Let's get into it. Are you super confused by this patch and all of the events that are included within it? So was I. So that's okay. But what I'm going to do for you guys now is I'm going to walk through this patch, A New Divide, talk about some of the events that are currently going on, and give you a few details that you might have missed surrounding this patch, just to help you kind of get a grasp of everything that's going on. But before we do, guys, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Let's take a look at this new patch. As always, for my new players out there, whenever a new patch for Punishing Grey Raven comes out, they give a custom menu for it just to assist with navigation. You can always find that right around here. And as I said before, this one is A New Divide, so we can go ahead and click into this menu. It just helps for navigation. Any of the events and things going on, you can always find them through this menu. I know sometimes it's lost in other sub-menus or other regular navigation, like in the Events tab. I'm going to walk you through what is currently available and what are things that are going to be coming later in this patch. So the first thing that I wanted to mention, there is always a material event stage that is included in each patch. This is going to unlock over time, where you can see there are different stages, the 5 along the bottom here, where there's also going to be a part 1 and a part 2 stage available. These are farming stages for the event, which give you a very specific kind of currency to use in the event shop. I would always make sure to at least get one run on each of the stages, and then you can always get the black cards that come along with it as well. When you farm it as well, you get increased authority level, which gives you perks for the farming stage, with the key one being on 25. You get just an auto clear, so you don't have to keep farming it. Now in this event shop, there's gonna be 4 categories: normal, limited, special, and collection. In the collection, this is Karenina's specific 6-star memory set. Now, Karenina is a little more of a nuanced character in terms of how you want to build her. If you have her signature weapon, if you don't have her signature weapon, if she's, 1 to double S or triple S plus or triple S3, it's a little more nuanced in terms of what memories you are going to want to use. So I would suggest, if you're confused about that, look up some of the guides about how to properly build Karenina. We're not going to cover all of that here, but this is where you can get that key set. Personally, I'd probably still suggest you got like 1 copy of the set, just so you have that available if you do want to use that on her in the build. But if you don't want to use her original set, in the special tab, this is where you can get pretty much any 6-star set that is previously released in the game. And you can use the event currency to purchase any of these memories, and then you can use those memories for imprinting onto the characters, which then allows you to hypertune them and so on and so forth. It's really helpful. I personally myself am currently farming a Bathlon set for Karenina because I'm only going to be having her at, well, eventually double S. I'm not going to be pulling additionally for triple S because I'm a free to play on this. I don't have the income or currency to be able to be whaling for that, and so we're going to be running Bathlon in my case. But in the next tab over, we also have the limited section. Something of note that's kind of unique to this event specifically is there's the Chrome Banquet memory set. From what I understand and the research I've done, it's not really like a meta set. It's not something that like you have to get, but it's kind of like a collectible, I guess you could say, in the game. It's very unique and something that, you can only get 1 copy of each. So I suggest doing so. I'm going to be getting my own collection set. I kind of see it like the Lantern Right memories that you can use. And there's some sub place for those Lantern Right memories. I'm not sure of ones that could really be used with Chrome Banquet. So let me know in the comments down below, you experienced players, if you're watching this, where you can see use for Chrome Banquet. But as best I understand it, it's mostly just for collection purposes. And so I will be doing that as well. The final tab here is for the normal, where you can just get resources. You can get memory enhancers, you can get cogs, you can get overclock materials. And because you're spending so much stamina on the farming stages for the event currency, this is actually the most efficient way to get those materials for raising your memories and your weapons for the on-banner characters or just other characters you are trying to raise. I have a lot that I'm trying to build right now, so I'm definitely going to be spending lots in this tab after I get the necessary memories. But that's kind of it for this section, guys. This is the material farming stage. The next thing we're going to look at is Nuclear Darkness. This is just a trial stage for Karenina. So if you're on the fence, if you either maybe don't have a Kamui Tenebrian or you have a Kamui Tenebrian and you don't know if it's really worth pulling on Karenina to get her on your account, always try the trial stage, guys. It's free to do. Lets you experiment with the character to see if it's actually a playstyle you enjoy. It's actually worthwhile trying. So always give that a try. You can also do a little test run and look at her coding as well. From here, you can also go to obtain, where that's where you can find the Karenina banner for pulling on her in the themed event construct. As always, with pulling on new characters that have been added to the game, always pull on the themed event construct banner. You guarantee the unit in 60 pulls. There is still a chance you can get them early, very low odds, but you always guarantee them in 60. So it's the most cost-effective way, barring insane luck, to get the character, especially if you want to get duplicate copies. So always make sure you're pulling on that. If you plan on skipping on Karenina, there is this anniversary banner that is also available in this patch, where you can actually pick any 6-star unit leading up to Karenina and make them the target banner character, and then in 60 pulls you can guarantee them as well. So if you've been kind of sitting around and waiting, or you haven't been wanting to risk the 70% chance odds on the arrival construct banner, I wouldn't say that this is completely necessary either. But again, if it's just, you know, key characters that you want to get, the most cost efficient for old characters, anniversary, the most cost effective for the new character is on the themed construct. So make sure you're looking at those. That's really it on the nuclear darkness. The next part of it is the ultimate brawl. This is a challenge mode that is available in this patch, where you go in, you select one of your maps. Each map has a different variable or event that takes place. So for example, when enemies take damage, all allies are inflicted with a portion of that damage. So, you know, different factors. Or on the first one, you know, no flashy effects, just jump in and enjoy pure combat, where you go in and you build your team of 3 to go off against 3 random enemies in the game, and then you fight them in subsequent challenges. You do take all 3 characters into combat for each of those stages, but I will say if a character dies in one of the stages, or, you know, goes down, whatever you want to call it, they're not available for any following phases. So you always make sure you've got a nice balanced team. You've got your tanks, you got your healers, and you got your DPS, because you're going to need that to sustain yourself through the different challenge stages. And again, I would always suggest working on these stages because of event rewards. You get these leap wafers where you can use that to ascend live luminance, but you also in the subsequent stages can get some of these yellow tickets that you can use in the exchange shop, as well as the event construct R&D tickets you can get from there too. So just make sure you're going in and at least getting those done enough to get those event construct R&D tickets, because again, if you are free to play like me, it is necessary. One of the other elements to this as well, beyond the stage effects, is there's going to be like level details where you can ascend your level and it gives you additional bonuses to your teams that you bring in, as well as super cores that unlock, where you can assign these super cores to characters. You can also then ascend the cores as well to give additional effects of those cores. Fun extra game mode for those of you who complete the story. Gives you some more to do. Speaking of, there is the new Divide mission, the new story chapter that has been added to the game. I would say in terms of priority, this is probably your lowest priority in terms of things that you need to do, because it's going to be permanently added to the game. You don't need to rush this. It is always going to be available. The black cards you get from it are always going to be available, so don't worry about that too much. The next event that is currently ongoing and is going to be ongoing for effectively the full duration of this patch is the Eden Festival. This is a multi-stage event where it's kind of like cheering on and picking kind of favorite units that have been added into the game. It's a very honestly convoluted event, how everything operates, but once you kind of walk through it, it makes a little more sense. At the top here, you can see we've got 3 different kinds of currencies. We've got joy, we've got these blue tickets, and we've got these pink tickets. And you use these tickets to cheer on units that you want to win in terms of popularity. If we go into the Decreed Undercard Performance Tour, you can go into Audition in progress. It's currently, 2 days and 2 hours at time of recording. You can go into Vote and you pick the character of whichever group that you would like, and you can go in and cheer for those characters. So for example, I can go into Alpha here and I can vote. By voting, I can then either pick the True Love stamp, the Festival stamps, or the Special stamps. And so I can give them to give increased cheer points to that unit and increase the odds of them winning in the overall event. And by doing so, you also get additional currency. The True Love stamps have an unlimited supply, but the Festival stamps, you do have a cap at 4,000 daily. After you do that and you use those currencies for voting on characters, there's a couple different things that you can do. So the first off is the T-stall. The T-stall is effectively a gotcha. That's what it is. So in each stage, there's a maximum of 50 rolls that can be done, and within that you're guaranteed, after at least the 50 rolls, getting all 10 of these additional items. You can see there's this for the dorm, the tea party table, there's some R&D tickets, and there are more of these research or trade vouchers from the battle pass that you can use as well. After you get all of these key items, you then move over into the next phase where there are more rewards available. So this is also where you can get Sophia's free coding this patch. It's free to do just from participating in the event. So just given time and a little bit of luck, you should be able to get most of it. Like I said, this is the full patch. The full patch is going to have all of this. As well within the event, on the next part, there's the festival journal. This is just where there are target challenges that you can do that give you additional festival stamps. You also unlock these nameplates for the different characters the more that you cheer on and support them. There was a previous Eden Festival where there was previous nameplates that you could get for the characters. And if you go into the Remembrance Parlor, you can actually go through and purchase them using these gold coins, which you get from cheering on units. I don't think they really do much. It's largely superficial, but something available for you to get. The next thing, as in terms of like one of the other kind of like, activities that you can actually do apart from voting, is there's the festival preparation. This is where there's kind of like a series of daily events that are going to be available for you to use, and you can send in helpers to either dispatch, which is basically just auto clear it, or you can do advanced where you go in and manually play the events yourselves. Some of them are mini games and like little like quizzes and stuff based on the characters. It's not overly complicated. To get helpers, you go into this contact helper tab, where you can go through and open up a little text chat for the different characters. It'll ask you a series of questions, like a mini quiz about the character, and then you can get them and have access to them to use for the different daily events. There's going to be more that are going to release as the event goes on. The last little mini game that you can do is this Speed Racer event. It's like almost like an endless runner kind of event that you can send in your characters, and then you can get some different rewards, some blue tickets and stuff along from this event as well. There is a second element to the Eden Festival, and that's found in the Festival Battlegrounds here. So to do this event, you need to get cheering sticks. The only way you can get cheering sticks is by buying specific packs in the store, guys. I would say it's not worth your black cards to do so. But the way the event works, for those of you who are curious, each team is going to be voted on. And then after it gets completed, whatever team wins, all the cheer sticks are going to be compiled for a prize pool, which then the winning team is going to get those dispersed back to them. And the cheer sticks are equivalent to one black card. So there's a chance to win more black cards from here. But like I said, I don't know if it's going to be totally worth it. That's just my opinion. Okay guys, that covers all of the events that are currently available, but there are more coming later. If you're interested in more details on these events as they come later, let me know. We can definitely look at creating some follow-up videos for those. But the two other game modes that are coming in is a challenge mode, KIGAL Archives. So it's effectively going to be a new combat challenge mode, guys, where you're going to get trial characters. You can upgrade the trial characters in the different challenge modes. So if you don't have any completed meta teams or things like that, don't worry. You're going to have other units to be able to use, extra resources, again, fun activities to do. The Magic Square Fun Fair event is more of a mini game that is going to be available, guys. It's a co-op mini game that's going to require a team of 3 players to go around. You're going to be dropping these like bombs around on the squares. I don't think it needs a lot of like deep explanation. It's a more casual mini game that's going to be available. You can try that out when it releases later this month, in a few more days actually, at the time that this video is going up. That is pretty much it, guys. That is all the major activities and events that have been added to this release. I hope that helped clarify a few details for you about what you can do. Again, always make sure to at least do the bare minimum on the events to get those free currencies, to be saving up your R&D tickets. The patch after this one is a new uniframe that's coming, but the Omniframe that's coming after the next uniframe, so 2 patches from now, is a top tier in every way, shape, or form unit that is going to be available. Bianca Stigma, if you have not seen her before, go and look her up, guys. She's unreal. I am so excited. Always make sure you're going to be saving, especially if you're free to play like me. Save up those currencies and get ready, guys. But that's going to be it for this one. I hope you found the video informative and helpful. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I would, again, really appreciate you dropping a like on the video, guys. That would be so helpful to me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.